Well, there is a new sheriff in town and it's called a new strategy. I will show it to you in a second. I'm not going to spoil it because it happens at the very beginning. But this strategy pretty much reduced my reset time from 2 minutes to less than 30 seconds. Which is insane. I can play 4 times as much. I can reset constantly for the perfect scenario. And it shows. It shows. But later to that more. So what we're doing right now, we're getting garlic, right? We can insta-wipe the enemies, we can insta-break candles. And because I expect this video might get a bit more attention, not saying it will, but it might given how the other record videos did, I will explain everything I'm doing. Just if you never heard it, then you know exactly what I'm doing. But watch this, okay? Watch this. Just a second, we'll wait for level 3. So usually items are obtainable at level 4, right? But because of the rerolls, there's some nice feature in there. Do you see that clover? Yeah, I would insta-pick it, but I'm celebrating right now because it took so long to actually get the clover on level 3. And now I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, wait, it actually happened. Like, this is another run where it happened. It's not the first one where I did that. Well, I didn't upload the other ones, but since the reroll came out, I was pretty much doing this the entire time. And it's amazing. Now, if you didn't know that, you notice I will have a lot of clovers. And the reason for that is, the game has a priority system, pretty much, what it gives you. And depending on what weapons or items you have, it will try to offer you an upgrade the higher your luck is. Now, Exdash has insanely high luck, so you pretty much always get an upgrade offered, but it doesn't really matter if you already have 5 weapons and 6 items, right? Because then it chooses 1 out of 12, 11, whatever, and it's very unlikely you get what you want. But with this strategy, you only have 3 things, right? The ebony wings, the garlic, and the clover. So it's insanely likely that you'll get the ebony wings and the garlic offered. Ebony wings because it's the main weapon. I don't know this for sure, but I have a feeling main weapons are offered pretty much every single time you can get them. It feels like it at least. And then there's the clover. And gotta be honest, got really lucky here because it was the 4th offer, I think twice, which is a chance on its own. But hey, I'm not gonna complain, okay? I'm very, very happy. Now, as I said, or if I didn't say it, because they usually get more attention, these gold record runs, I will explain everything. So why did I pick garlic? Garlic, very simple, it insta-clears the enemies. It's insanely important. Like, I think a lot of people underestimate how important high luck early on and how important insta-breaking candles is. High luck is achieved by getting a lot of level ups, which, hey, garlic insta-kills the enemies. That's like the best weapon level 1. Like, take any weapon level 1, nothing beats the garlic. Who breaks candles faster than garlic? No one. Because the point is, you are not allowed to pick up what comes out of the candles. If it's gold, if it's a rosary, if it's freeze, or something like this, right? You want them on the ground, so if you take another weapon and you just walk into them to break them, then you instantly pick up what comes out of it without a gold bonus and stuff like this. Talking about gold bonus, why do I not pick up the stone mask? It wastes too much time. You want to be in the same area for as long as possible to stack up rosaries, to stack up pretty much everything, like, right? Like, it should all be here. So right now, this is almost a perfect setup of where I just get economy upgrades. We also had that in the past, and then I died, because it's just, you are so weak, and there is the first rosary. This is absolutely crazy, but also not that wild, because we have an insanely high luck ratio, right? So I think the value for getting the rosary is right now already maxed out, which means we are pretty much at the late game stage. Maybe it's not maxed out yet, maybe the multiplication is like at 200% or so, but the point is it's insanely high, right? There's a gold bag. Amazing. Not the earliest one, not the most I've gotten at this point. I think the most I had at 2 minutes something was 3 of them. But I'm not gonna complain, it's free gold, right? At other points, I had only 1 of them at like 5 minutes, so yeah. And we want to talk a bit about luck, okay? How does luck in this game work? Or how much does it affect the gameplay? It's insane, because it's a huge snowball system. So ignoring the point of just what it gives you, the main point is, the more luck you have, the faster the candles respawn, the faster you get these little clovers that drop out of them, and the more faster candles respawn, and the more little clovers you get out of them. Now in this run, spoiler, I didn't get a single little clover. I was so sad, because I had runs with 5 of them, and yeah, that's just how it is. You can't choose everything, and I mean, I'm insanely happy with how the run went, but just seeing that, I think you could easily get to 30k now. Like, I don't even think it's probable or possible. I think easily, if you get the right setup. Now this run is 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000 or so, given all the resets that it takes. Now I think it's even more. So it's not like I'm prepared for this scenario. I was actually, you will see, I will make a lot of mistakes where I wasn't sure what I should do. And one thing I should talk about now, but I'll mention that later in detail, Empty Tome. Empty Tome has a bug where if you pick it up when a weapon is maxed out, it doesn't decrease the cooldown of the weapon anymore. So if a weapon is maxed out and then you pick up Empty Tome, it does nothing. Even if you level up Empty Tome, it does nothing. Which means I can't max out a weapon that I want to use to deal with enemies, like Clock Lancet, like Axe, like Cross, like Laurel, before I get Empty Tome level 5. And that's why I need to have all of the items that I need, like why I picked Duplicator here, for example. I need 6 items ASAP, I need Empty Tome 5 ASAP, so I can max out my weapons, max out my, or evolve my weapons and get everything done. And this will actually hinder the progress a lot, so I think if this timing was better, if I would have gotten a lot more lucky with the Tiragisu, that will be the main holdback, by the way, to get that freaking Tiragisu, I think I could have probably evolved at around 10 minutes or so, with max cooldown. That would be absolutely insane. So yeah, just still economy upgrades. The economy upgrades honestly got a bit weak. At this point, I had runs where I had already all of them. Like I had Clover, I had Crown, I had Stone Mask with the rerolls at level 3, that's possible. And the point is, I had better runs, but I didn't have a single run where I got this lucky with drops. Now, drops, I mean, you can influence them with luck, but it doesn't guarantee them, right? Like, you'll notice if you play a low luck character, you mostly get coins. If you play Exdash, you'll still get a lot of coins, but way more chickens, like a ton of chickens, and also a lot of other stuff. Just talking about this because the value or the amount that I got in this run is quite ridiculous, but I will compare them to other runs, just that you see, okay, it was better, but I can see the variation, I can see how much it differs, and this run just lined up really well. Where it didn't line up very well were golden chests, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna spoil this stuff, but my luckiest run got 5 golden chests, okay, and there's a reason why my average is only 0.2 or so, and yeah, there's the only golden chest we'll see, and I messed it up because I accidentally walked into it without gold bonus. Like, I'm happy that I get stuff upgraded, but if you look at the upgrades, nothing mattered. Okay, Stone Mask, nice, but we can wait for Stone Mask, because we don't pick up gold, right? So this is so sad, and there was a second one from the other boss, and in this moment I'm like, I can't believe it, I can't believe it. I had a run like this, I think once or twice before, that was so well done, not well done, but so lucky, with Clover, with Crown and everything, and every single time I messed something up. Either I died, that actually happened, yes. The other one, I think I don't know what I did. I tried to make an emergency strategy that failed horribly. Like, it went as wrong as it could. So that run ended on like 18k despite being such an insane start. And this time, well, I just pick up 2 chests without having the actual gold bonus. The second one wasn't as bad because I got 2 more stone masks, but I lost a lot of gold there. Here I'm picking the Candelabrador. Again, point is we need 6 items ASAP, and I want to be ready to pick up the Empty Tome, to max it out, and then I will upgrade all of the weapons and evolve them. And the earlier I can evolve them, the faster I can move around and break more candles, and you'll see my breaking speed of candles goes down a lot. Like, a lot, because of the late evolve. Let's talk about Vandalier, because this always comes up with these videos, despite, even when I explain it, I'll do it now, but then maybe someone else can respond to them, because I'm getting tired of these questions. Why do I not pick Vandalier? All of this, okay, is my strategy and my opinion. If I wouldn't think it's the best thing to do, then I wouldn't do it. Does that mean it is the best? No, it just means that I don't see a better way, or couldn't figure out a better way, as of now, to do these runs. Again, doesn't mean it is the best, it simply means it's the best that I know, and if I would know something better, I would go for it. Why is a Vandalier bad? Not a Vandalier, it's Vandalier. The reason is simple, it costs you 1.2k gold. Hello? You're doing a gold record run. Do you really want to waste 1.2k gold? Now, the usual argument, if someone argues with me, the usual argument is, yeah, but you kill so many more enemies that it's worth it because of the level ups. Hello, have you watched the run? Do you see what happens at the end of these runs? Every single run of them? I have like 10, 12 crosses, rosaries, ready to explode the enemies into oblivion. The Vandalier does nothing experience-wise on these runs. Like, sure, maybe you'll get 1 or 2 more levels if you get Vandalier. That's 75 to 150 gold. But the main source of experience in these runs is nuking the last wave and collecting everything with a vacuum. That is the main source of experience. My weapons barely do anything. Honestly, I could probably go with level 1 into the last wave, and if I was invulnerable, right, because level 1 means I don't have my shield and freezes, I would probably get to the same level, like minus 1 or 2 or 3 levels, sure, but it doesn't do a lot. Like, the entire early game doesn't do a lot. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the game, how it's going and everything. Gold-wise, it's actually not the best value I ever had, but I also can't pick up some of these gold bags that are down there because of rosaries. Now, getting rosaries early on and getting lucky with them is a curse and a blessing, both. The blessing is, you can nuke the late waves, right? The curse is, however, you kinda only need so many of them, but if you stop picking them up, which was a huge mistake here, I should limit myself to like 8 or 9 or something. The problem is, because the candles break all the time now, like this rosary, for example, here, right? That was the first one, I think. And the candles will break on top of it all the time, and it will add freezes, it will add vacuums, and all of this. So if I pick it up, I just freeze the last wave. The optimal case is not a single freezes on the map. That would be the optimal case, or not close to rosary. Because then I can just continuously nuke the last wave. In this case, however, you'll see it later on. Okay, let's not spoil it, but you'll see it later on. I just want to say one thing. My highest level I achieved on a run like this was 151. We are not even getting close to that here, okay? Like, the reason why I say that now, and I said I don't want to spoil this, because you might think I'll beat that by a lot. I know, I'm not even gonna get close to that. And every single level is 75 gold. So if I had maybe a better setup, or maybe said, hey, I'll just sacrifice some of these crosses to make sure that maybe a new one could spawn, right, without the freeze. I think I could have done it. I could have broken the 25k. No, in fact, I would have broken the 25k if a new rosary would spawn. But yeah. So this wave is like a blessing. This is one of the best waves you can encounter. Minute 14 is also another one that is super easy to kill. Now, one issue you might be noticing is I'm not getting my cross and my axe, and I'm like, dude, I could, like, in 10 seconds, the first chest drops where I could evolve. Not that I'm gonna do it because of Empty Tome. Like, where's Tiragisu? Where is axe? Where's cross? Where are all my main weapons, right? And then it's just here. Teases me with an Empty Tome. I was actually so close to just picking it up and sacrificing some gold of the revival to get going, because if you don't have your weapons, you fall off so insanely hard and you get slowed down so much. And I'm like, dude, I got Garlic level 8, are you kidding me? Garlic is the MVP of this run. I always said this, he is the MVP. The problem is, you only want it up until like level 5 or 6, I think. I don't remember which exact one it was, but pretty much to one-shot the main waves, the green blobs here, the bigger ones of them, the bigger versions. If you can one-shot them, stop it. Do not go further upgrading. That's more than enough. Idle Garlic, do not upgrade it at all. Do it later on. Now, Garlic is level 8, that means Empty Tome will not affect its cooldown on damage, which is actually a problem, because there are many enemies where like a cross hit and 2 Garlic hits kill them, and now the second Garlic hit will take way longer to hit them, which obviously slows down the clearing speed by like a ton, like a lot. Because right now I can just walk through and break the candles, right? But wait until there are more enemies, especially enemies that can kill me, and suddenly it takes ages to get from A to B, which makes it even more impressive. Like, later on, if you see how many rosaries I had and gold bags, it makes it even more impressive. Just how much influence the luck has if you start like a minute earlier. But yeah, you know, it could have been so much better this run. I mean, okay, it's stupid to say, like, oh yeah, that was bad, and I got only 24.8k, and then, like, you know, you take a typical run that has maybe 10k or 12k that was focused on gold, but not specialized. But the point is, this is specialized, right? This is using all specific strategies, using everything I can do. By the way, I'm constantly checking my luck if I picked up any clovers without noticing it. Not a single clover in 11 minutes. So, I have some runs where I get 5 or 3 clovers, which is the best I do. But usually, if you exclude these rare cases, I get like 0 to 1, right? And if this run would have been 1, because of the high luck, because of the faster candle respawning, because of the faster candle breaking, this could have easily been a run where I get a lot of clovers. And I think in the next few days, I might upload a new video where I broke this record here. Or maybe not. Maybe I got so lucky with the stuff that I got that it will take a very long time. But if I get 5 clovers dropped out of these candles, or 3 or 4, it will speed up the candle respawn to an insane amount where walking around is actually slower than just standing on top of them. Like if I stand right here and just walk slightly up that the candles down there are out of reach, like they are not shown on the screen, you can see them popping up like every 1 second pretty much is one candle spawning. And then you walk down, you break them, walk up again. Every 1 second a candle is spawning. It's absolutely crazy, it's absolutely wild. Maybe it's not that extreme. Maybe it's every 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds. Sure, let it be that. But the point is walking takes longer. It takes so much time to get to the other candles that it's not worth it to go there. But yeah, overall, it's a very solid run. I've picked up a lot of chests so far, and I have a huge problem right now. I don't know if I already opened some chests, but I will open chests because I'm so weak that I don't know what to do. Like, I can't even deal with these enemies, and usually what deals with them are the crosses in combination with the garlic. I think 1 level higher cross pretty much would already do it, because it deals enough damage that 1 tick of garlic damage kills them. But yeah, you can see, like, I'm really struggling. I'm nearly dying here. I panic like crazy. And I decide, just pick this up. Wasted a cross, a necklace, a rosary, sorry. Which is really sad. But there's finally the Tiragisu at level 40. So I get an empty tome, and now I'm like, I should have just paused here. I should have paused, take a second to think, and just, you know, consider my options. Because what I decided to do was, I walked to the left here, and I will pick up the empty tome that spawns here because it's guaranteed with Exdash's high luck. I think it's guaranteed, right? It's 40% times 2.4. Right, it's a 96% if I calculated that right. Whatever it is, it's insanely high that it spawns, so I picked it up. And then I think I went even for the third one here. I don't know if I stopped doing it. No, I think I went there. Because again, the point is I have to get empty tome to level 5 before I max out any weapon. Garlic is already lost. I think Ebony Wings is also lost, or will be lost before I max it out. But yeah, this was an insanely lucky pickup here. Well, okay, insanely is wrong, they were frozen. Actually, it was bad, because this is the wave that you want to run into you. Okay, never mind. Forget what I said about the rosary, that was actually mediocre at best, because of the freezer was also there. So now I just get the stuff that I need to the empty tome level 5, upgrade all of the weapons, and then we are Gucci, then we are set. Like, just to say this one last time, the reason why I wait for the empty tome level 5 is because of a bug, an issue in the game, where if you max out a weapon, future reductions via the empty tome do not apply to the weapon. Which, funny enough, happened recently in a run that was going insanely well. And I got everything except for the Tiragisu, so I had everything maxed out. And it never really crossed my mind. I knew about this bug, but it never really crossed my mind that this would affect me so much, because it never happened. But because I got the Tiragisu so late and the empty tome so late, my clock lancet was ticking at pretty much half the speed. It's so frustrating to deal with enemies and freeze to death, especially if that happens. So yeah, overall, it's going really solid. The cross is now the first target to upgrade, and around, I think, this point, I start going for the X, yeah. And the reason is, the cross is amazing to actually clear enemies, especially these ones here. Do you see that, how it just wipes through and kills them? Which gives an insane amount of experience, because the faster you kill the enemies, the faster they respawn. It's funny how these things come around again, right? Like, I was looking into kill records, I was looking into level records, I was testing things in debug mode to understand how do certain things work, especially the respawning. And this changes how I play this gold run. Because in the past, I would have just immediately evolved my stuff, that it's as strong as possible. Okay, I didn't know about the empty tome bug, right? But even if I knew it, I would just get the empty tome max out and evolve my weapons, and I would be set, right? But now everything changed a bit, where I don't evolve certain weapons like the cross just for the clear. I don't really care usually about the clear, because I'm already at a point where I have all the stuff that I need. So the rest is just extras, but it's just too good, right? Knowing that it spawns more enemies, meaning more experience, meaning more level ups, it's just too good. By the way, here you can see an example. There's a freeze on top of this cross that pretty much makes this cross totally worthless on the rosary. It's not totally worthless, but the problem is the freeze lasts for so long that you could use 3 rosaries in that time, where you only use 1. So not only does it make it worthless, it actually makes it so much worse compared to any other rosary. Like, it makes it horrible. And I have to pay more attention to that in the future. If I see a rosary that has a freeze on top, and with the luck that it seems to have in these runs where you get Clover level 3 and max it out ASAP, I think I will honestly just pick them up. If I see a freeze on top of them, pick them up. Get rid of the rosary, get rid of the freeze, don't mess up your late game. Like, if it's on 1 or 2 of them, I can pick them up as the last ones, if I manage to do that. That's totally fine. But, for example, here, I should have picked up this freeze. This is so stupid that I didn't do it, because I don't think there's a rosary underneath it, right? It would have just been a free wipe of a freeze, and you need to do this. You have to constantly pick up items and make sure that there are no freezes on the ground. It's so horrible. I'm just so mad about this right now, because I know the impact that it had in this game. And if I just wasn't as nervous and excited about this run, because it was the first one in a very long time that was this lucky, I think I would have done it differently. Now, why was I this nervous? As I said, we got all the economy upgrades insanely early. The level 3 Clover is actually not that rare. Like, yes, it is rare, you'll need a lot more resets, and it requires the Garlic level 2 and then the Clover level 3, so it's like a double combination of events that need to happen. But the point is, I also got the crown, right? And I also got the Stone Mask relatively early. The Stone Mask honestly was a bit late, but relatively early. Then it kind of fell apart a bit. I didn't get the cross, maxed out Garlic, we didn't want to, you know, couldn't clear the enemies. Here I'm in disbelief, I'm just checking, and I'm in disbelief a bit, how I only have 240% luck. I'm noticing I can't deal with these enemies. I'm too weak, I'm too far behind, I'm picking up chests. I still get the max amount of gold out of them, but I don't do it with the max amount of luck I could potentially have in this run, right? Potentially just meaning if I pick up little clovers, then yeah. This is another thing, I just realized there's a chest over there, and I'm like, when did that happen? I never noticed this. It's like, okay, I'll just walk over there and pick it up, and like, no way, this is that far away. How did I not notice that there was a chest? And I think what happened was, when I picked up the rosary, even this time I didn't notice it, by the way. Like, I just noticed it now with the arrow, where I was walking there. Like, I think what happened was, the rosary that I picked up here at the empty tome killed a boss, and that created a chest, and I didn't notice it because I was running away or so. Super stupid. Amazing that it is a triple chest. I mean, let's be honest, the usual result out of a run is either 10 normal chests and 7 triple chests, or 10 normal chests, 6 triple chests, and 1 penta chest. These are like the most common runs. Though the penta chest is more rare, it's like way less common. So yeah, this is the normal distribution, which just makes the one run with 5 penta chests so insane. Despite it giving me like very small gold values, yeah. But you've seen it on my channel if you saw it. Like, it was one of the gold record attempts, not actually gold record, but it was one that got really close. Just because of the chest gold. So yeah, now it's walking back, and it's really bad. You don't want to walk around. You waste so much time breaking candles. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, given how fast we got this luck, it might have been better to not do anything. And instead just break candles. Keep breaking candles. Like, Exdash maxes out at level 50. And the earlier you get luck, the more insane the snowball effect is. And yeah, so at this point I was noticing I had quite a decent amount of gold, but I wasn't sure, is it actually high or not, because I picked up so many chests. So I was thinking, hey, should I turn on the damage numbers or not? And because there was once a time where people talked about, hey, maybe we should show damage numbers to know that no one modified any, damage numbers. And first I said no. The thing is, my laptop slows down a lot later on when there are a lot of things on the floor and all of the damage numbers, because keep in mind, Garlic hits everyone, right? It's a huge amount of numbers that appear. The cross hits a ton of people, the scythe hits a ton of enemies. It's wild. And the problem is not to show the damage numbers. The problem is that I forget about them. And I don't notice that I still have them on. And you'll actually see I miss a lot of things because of the damage numbers. And I realize it way too late and then I turn them off again. Because later on it doesn't matter anymore, right? You can't modify the game while it's running. At least not to my knowledge. And yeah. But yeah, next time, honestly, I'm not gonna do this. If this ever becomes a rule, then sure, I'll just show it the first 5 minutes and then try to set an alarm clock or so to deactivate it. But if this becomes a thing for the entire run, honestly, I'm not sure what to do because the lag is too annoying. It slows you down, and even if it just slows you down for 10% in half of the run, that means you lost 1 minute 30, right? Compared to someone who is not using it. And I think you already noticed here that the game is slightly slower than it usually is when, like, a lot of enemies die, there are a lot of gems on the floor, and there are a ton of damage numbers going on at the same time. Maybe I'm also just imagining things, but I feel like it's dragging a bit. And that just slows down your character while the time progresses normally. Well, what do I talk about now? I think I talked about everything, right? Why I don't take Vandalier, why I think it's bad, why I take Garlic, what makes it so amazing. And it was said a bug was resolved where permanent candles are gone. Permanent candles are just candles that visually do not break. They do break in the game itself, like they can drop stuff when they appear there. It does happen, but they visually stay there, right? And I've noticed in the past, whenever this happened, my drop rate or spawn rate of candles decreased a lot. And would you look at this? An unbreakable candle. It's still, like, when a candle spawns there, it will still break, it will still drop the items, but count the amount of candles I have, pretty much since a minute ago. Like, count the amount of candles, especially in comparison to the beginning. Like, I walk over here, not a single candle. This hasn't happened previously. Again, maybe it's confirmation bias, but just going here, seeing 2 candles, I'm like, what's going on now? Just stop messing me over. What is this choke? And this happens in a lot of runs. And you see not a single candle here, by the way. Look at this. 2 candles on the top there, that's it. Now, given the scythe goes outside of the screen and breaks candles if it can find them, but then also stuff would be dropped on the floor. And there is just nothing. And the scythe is not that fast. Like, I am faster than the projectiles of the scythe. So it's not like it outspeeds me and just is always ahead and breaks all the stuff. And 1 candle here. Like, what is this? I have 240% luck. Where are my candles? Now, I thought about a strategy where I just move to another area. And I take the candles there because just going to another tile set seems to reset this. It goes back to normal. You will see this with the death later, the Reapers. That once I leave the tile set, it goes back to a normal value. Overall, when the death appears, it drastically goes down. Like, in comparison to normal, it seems to drastically go down. And I still believe it has to do with how many enemies you're killing. Because whenever there's a slow wave of enemies, like the minute 6 wave, my candle spawn rate goes down a lot. Again, confirmation bias probably, because I'm looking for something, I'm looking only for reasons to agree to it, and I'm not looking at the other scenarios where it might slow down. But if you see sometimes how crazy the candle spawn rate is, where you get like, you walk to the right, you come back, here are 6 candles. Now I walk to the right, I come back, I see 1 candle, and it's a broken one, and none other, right? Like, something is going on. And I think this messed up this run so much. I think if that is actually a thing, and if this actually happens in the game. Look at this! 1 candle! 1 candle! What is this? That's a choke! And this was by accident. At this moment, I was like, I can't believe it. I walked into another chest. Like, how many chests am I gonna pick up? Yeah, but yeah, it's so painful. And by the way, on the top here, the only thing that was there was the rosary the entire time. And this coin drop that just happened was the very first item that dropped since the rosary, because no other candle spawned. Like, do you know what a time window that is? That shouldn't happen. There's a maximum, supposed to be, a maximum of 10 candles that can spawn. They can also overlap, so 2 candles can be in the same spot. Yes, that happens. And that's why sometimes you see like 2 or 3 items drop out when I break something. But like, what's going on with the candles? Where's the top left candle? Why is this not spawning? Nothing is spawning anymore. It's just, like, it's stupid to complain in a run that got you a new record by 2k gold. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but, you know, it's like, it could have been so much more. I am so excited because of the strategy, early Clover. You don't struggle anymore to get Clover pretty much. It's so insane. In fact, what I might do in the future is just stay in the beginning area, kill all the enemies, get to level 3 because it happens within 10 seconds or so with Garlic because you just insta-kill them, and then just reroll into Clover. If you get Clover, then run over, otherwise not. Because that will again, like, divide my reset time by 3. It's insane how fast you can do these runs, which means you get the lucky runs way, way quicker than if a run would take every single time like 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe. But yeah, we are now at 25 minutes. Honestly, I should have just paused and written down where the rosaries are, and especially where the freezes are. I didn't do this because I was so excited to finally have a run where all lined up with the crown, especially in the Stone Mask, because I had a lot of runs where I got Clover on level 3, but I wouldn't get the crown, or I wouldn't get the Stone Mask, and I would pick up too much gold, and, you know, I lost the bonus on all of them. And that just, if you know how you should play optimally, and then you do a run like this, and you see what you're failing, what basics are not happening, then you get really demotivated. Even if it might break your record, you know it could have been so much higher, and for me, this really demotivates me, and I just semi-give up. Like, I still will finish the run, you know, to see where it goes and stuff like this, but I'll make way more mistakes, I'll think way less. And this is kind of what happened in this run. Now, keep in mind, we are at 8.5k gold, okay? So far, this run means absolutely nothing because of the amount of chests I already opened. 8.5k gold compared to other runs without chest openings would be an insane value. Because usually I pick up enough gold bags for 5,000, 4,000 gold. Let's talk about gold bags, by the way. Let's actually talk about numbers, okay? We will talk about all the comparison in the end, but let's talk about numbers. So on the 22.3k run, I got 14 rosaries and 14 gold bags. On the 22.7k run, that was just meant to be a casual run, I got 8 rosaries and 14 gold bags. On the 22.8k run, my previous record, I got 15 rosaries and 12 gold bags. And it's pretty much, it's varying a lot, but keep in mind, in these runs, it took way longer to get a Clover maxed out, and those were more or less casual games where I said, even if I don't get Clover early on, I'll just continue. And from now on, this will not happen anymore. Level 3 Clover, max it out by level 10, yeah, that means not all in a row, but really soon, and that's it. If you remember, my old rule was, by level 6 get Clover, by level 11 have 2 additional economy upgrades. Let that be Crown, Gold, Stone Mask, or Clover, right? That was my previous rule. And you see the insane difference in there, right? Saying level 6 first Clover, level 3 first Clover, huge difference. And the funny part is, the level 3 is way faster to reset. I did it because I don't want to reset as much, but I think it leads to faster runs that actually could happen compared to the old strategy. Just because it happens at level 3, right? I mean, back then you couldn't reroll, but it took quite some time for me to realize, hey, someone wrote if you reroll, it offers you items. I think you can even do it on level 2, but we need the Garlic, otherwise we have to level up with Ebony Wings. Like, hell no, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, it's like, what should I say? So now I'm getting into a point where I kind of affected by the other runs and fun challenges, challenges and videos that I do on YouTube, where, hey, I'm at a point where I should prepare this entire thing, and I'm just walking left and right and keeping, like, you know, breaking candles, because I'm like, dude, we have so many gold bags. Like, I saw them drop, not all of them, because you'll see we have an insane amount, but I saw a lot of them, and I was like, I need more, this is the run. Like, if you already have a good run, try to get the best out of it, right? You want to maximize it, and I brain farted, like a big time. So, at this point, I think I have a head count of roughly, I think roughly 12 rosaries on the ground, and there's no way that you get all of them. You can't. Like, I think the maximum amount I managed to get in minute 29 was 10, and that was only because none of them had a freeze on top of them, except for one, and that one was the last one I picked up. Here, very different. So what I'm doing is, I'm killing all of these enemies. They're all dead, by the way. This, I think... Wait, they should be dead. Why are they still here? Wasn't there a rosary that I just picked up? I thought there were 2 rosaries on the top there. Wait, do they just disappear now? Because this was solved, I thought. This was removed. Yeah, what? Why are they still there? They are dead. Well, that's weird. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. So the freeze happened after the rosary, and that's why they stayed. Okay, I guess half of the bug got removed, because they saw the other guys that were still around, that were actually frozen, they died, and they disappeared. These ones here not. By the way, I'm picking up the fire to push them away to instantly get here. And at 29 minutes, I pretty much want to nuke. Why are you not nuking? Okay, there we go, nuke. I didn't see the freeze there, I think. I thought this was one that I picked out that didn't have a freeze. The reason why you want to nuke at 29, if you have a lot of rosaries, is it resets the wave, right? It kills all the ones from wave 28 and it respawns a new wave with the 29 guys. But do you see how painful the freezing is? Like, it's so bad. It's so insanely bad. I wasted pretty much 20 seconds and I think I got 1 rosary off. No, 0 rosaries on this wave. On the 29, I think. It's like, it's so painful. And to watch this again. Keep in mind, my level record was 151. 151. So I think over here was a rosary, yes. Below me is a rosary, and at the very top is one. I'm gonna pick up the top one at first, because there's nothing around and I'm running out of time. But it's going so bad. It's going really bad. And this is the last rosary, I think. Yeah, this was the last rosary. I maybe should have waited, but my gamble was, if I run to the right here, and if I find another one, or if there's one in here, then I get another nuke off. That was my gamble, but no, they are alive. There was no rosary. I will go down and hope I break a rosary, but no, it was just a vacuum. I didn't need that. I had one prepared at the top. And now I'm just opening the chest. This is also a new strategy that I think you've never seen before, that I did that. Because I leave the rosaries on the ground, right? I let them sitting for a very long time in the game, and this is going horrible so far. I let them sit there for a very long time in the game, so what might happen is a clover drops and lands inside of the rosary, and I don't see that. So, if I first pick up all of the items on the ground that are left to nuke the wave 29, right? Then that means, if there are little clovers, they will increase my luck. And I have a higher chance at penta chests, at the 5 chests, as well as a higher chance at triple chests. And it should be... Well, if I get 5 of them, it's very unlikely to actually get the normal chest. It's like only 6 out of 17 should be normal then. But yeah, you will see, I haven't picked up a single clover. Which is really sad again, because this could have been so much better. If I got even just 2 more penta chests, if the penta chest I opened was with a full stone mass, it would have been another 300 gold or something like this. And here I leave to a new tile set, because the other one is bugged out. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole story. Now, I haven't figured out yet exactly how, like, where to go, if you have to go into one that was never loaded or something like this. But now I'm just picking up gold bags. Right now, if I die, I would have 23.9k. So you'll actually see me getting quite lucky in opening the candles here with the gold bags. Now, the record that I've gotten, I think, in gold bags dropped after, like, when the death spawns were 3 or 4. Like, it was in a video where I talked about, hey, count how many gold bags I get, and I thought I got 2, but I actually got 1 in the very beginning. So 3 was the record, and I think right now, I'm already at 3 or 4. The point is, it's a very, very high amount. Overall, this run was insanely lucky for many things, and insanely, beyond belief, unlucky for other things. Like, it was stupid how unlucky it was with the cross, with the axe, with the little clovers not getting dropped at all. Only 1 penta chest, right? Like, I'm not saying 1 penta chest is unreasonable. This is actually above my average, because the average is like 0.2, 0.5 or so. But if you do a record run, you want to have the top, right? You want to have that 1 out of 100 runs that tops everything. But there's so much that has to align here, and it's just not happening. I mean, it happened. I broke the record by far, so I'm really happy. I'm really proud of that it finally happened, especially because I'm using 2 new strategies. So I'm not just resting on the old record and say, yeah, okay, I got it. I mean, hey, someone should come along and break it, and then like, oh yeah, someone actually broke it, and now I'm out of the loop, you know, and I don't know what to do. No, I'm happy, and of course, that I still put time in it and have so much fun with the gold record, but this will take a long time to break again. The last time it took like over a week, or I think 2 weeks or something like this, so... Now, I think it was with the update for the revives was the last time I broke it, because you just get an extra 1.5k gold. But there it is. On your screen right now, you see the comparison with the other runs, where you can just check out how many items I got here compared to the other ones. Here I was actually laughing to myself because of 25 gold bags, 21 rosaries. Those are insane values. The attract orb is not insane because usually I got 20 in this one, I got 21 in the other one, and 21 in the other one. So 25 is not insane, but the other two are. Like, that was actually quite wild. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. See you the next time, and I'm out.